Guys, best believe that if I try out any tool that can be of any added value to you, I won't hesitate to share, especially if it's free. This here is the Pulsar Smasher. It's free for a limited time and you'd also actually find it very useful. This plugin just found a spot in my template, and by the end of this video, we'll see if it replaces the UAD 1176 Rev A or if I'm keeping both, and you'll decide for yourself where and how to use it in your workflow. Yo guys, I'm BiiMan and you're welcome to the video. So you obviously know what parallel compression does to your mixes. Naturally, in my template, I have a dedicated channel for parallel compression. This is it over here, and my favorite compressor for parallel compression is the 1176 Rev A from UAD. I always engage the all ratio button mode to activate this plugin for that purpose, and I do that by holding the shift on the keyboard and selecting the highest ratio, which is 20. I then drive the input and balance it with the output while setting my attack and release to test. The Pulsar Smasher over here is actually the Rev A on all ratio button mode, doing exactly the same thing. Difference is I neither have to set up the ratio nor the attack and release anymore. All I have is 3 controls to work with: input, output, and the mix knob to determine if I smash the signal completely as the name suggests or leave a certain percentage uncompressed. Let's put it to work. First on drums, obviously. Let's play the drums, set the input and output, and see what we get from it. You could see from the VU meter here that it's really smashing the drums. Let's slowly introduce it to the dry drums and hear what we get. Actually, in my mix, I wouldn't add this much parallel compressed signal. I'm only adding this much just so you can hear the difference. This is without. And with. It's doing exactly what parallel compression does, giving the sound much more body, energy, weight, and punch, smashing the drums. You would notice it's also adding to the gain of the overall drums. And if you're wondering why we don't just increase the gain of the dry drums, you quickly realize doing that doesn't achieve the same effect. Now we're going to compare this with the 1176 Rev A from UAD. We want to make sure the VU meter needle here is having a similar movement to that of the Pulsar Smasher before we can actually make some sort of a fair comparison. You see the movement of the needle? Let's check out the Smasher and ensure the needle movement is not only just similar but compressing hard as well. You can tell that the Smasher has a fast release. Let's set that up here too. Yeah, something like this. The Pulsar is peaking around -12 dB. Let's make sure the Rev A is peaking around that too to make the comparison fair. -12 dB. Something like this. This is what the dry drums sound like. I'm going to reserve my comments for the end of the video, though I can bet you already have your own opinion. Let's check this out on the bass. This is the sound of the dry bass signal. Now the bass with the Pulsar, and you'll notice we're picking around -21 dB. Now let's compare with the Rev A. I'll still reserve my comments for the end of the video. Guys, let's test it on vocals and see what we get. This is the vocals with no parallel compression.
Upset that you only think about me when you care about you. I'm kinda upset that you only care about me when you think about you.
First with the Rev A.
Upset that you only think about me when you care about you. I'm kinda upset that you only care about me when you think about you.
Notice we are picking here at negative 21 dB. Again, quick reminder, I wouldn't add this much parallel compressed signal to my mix. I'm only adding this much just so you can hear the difference. This is without.
Upset that you only think about me when you care about you. I'm kinda upset that you only care about me when you think about you. Upset that you only think about me when you care about you. I'm kinda upset that you only care about me when you think about you.
It's doing exactly what parallel compression does on any material, adding more body, energy and weight. Now let's check it out with the Pulsar. We definitely have to push the input harder. Keep the mix at 100.
Upset that you only think about me when you care about you. I'm kinda upset that you only care about me when you think about you.
Let's compare the two. First, the Rev A.
Upset that you only think about me when you care about you. I'm kinda upset that you only care about me when you think about you. Upset that you only think about me when you care about you. I'm kinda upset that you only care about me when you think about you.
Let's listen to just the signal coming from the parallel track. That should give us more insight.
Upset that you only think about me when you care about you. I'm kinda upset that you only care about me when you think about you. Upset that you only think about me when you care about you. I'm kinda upset that you only care about me when you think about you.
So basically guys, you can see what this tool does. Do I recommend this plugin? Of course, yeah. I wouldn't make a video on it if I didn't think so. Is it going to completely remove the UAD 1176 Rev A from my template? Well, I don't think so. Here's what I actually think. Though these two are geared towards the same results, they actually have a different sound. I noticed that the UAD Rev A has a more gritty feel as compared to the Pulsar. The Pulsar sounds less aggressive, sort of cleaner, which is something you would actually want in certain circumstances. I also think setting the attack and release on a parallel compressor is still something to be left to personal preference. I honestly feel I like the Pulsar more on vocals than the Rev A. When it comes to drums and bass, I prefer the Rev A if I really want to dirty things. This is my opinion and it's highly subjective. Tell me what you prefer over what in the comment section. Well, I guess I'm keeping them both. At least if you can't afford the UAD Rev A, you got a free alternative right here to do the job. Please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and see you all in the next video. Take care.